Justin, Travis, Griffin, and introducing Miggy Mackerel. This is the McElroy family Clubhouse. McElroy family Clubhouse. The McElroy family Clubhouse. Some of the McElroy family Club. Oh no, Miggy's choking on that jar of pins, the one with do not drink written across it. I told him this would happen, no one listened to me. I said, everybody knows that Miggy can't read. Hold on, Miggy Mac will turn away from the light. Hold on, Miggy Mac will please stay and fight. Miggy ain't breathing and his body's gone limp, so we're gonna do the show in honor of him. This is the McElroy family Clubhouse. McElroy family Clubhouse. This is the McElroy family Clubhouse. Some of the McElroy family Club. Oh, the McElroy family Club. Oh, the McElroy family Club.
Hello and welcome to the McElroy Family Clubhouse. I'm the oldest brother here at the Clubhouse, Justin McElroy.
I'm your middleest brother, Travis Big Dog Vroom Vroom McElroy.
And I am your long-lost Canadian brother, the other Justin McElroy.
That's right, from live across the 49th parallel, it is Justin McElroy, who I have done the great service of giving my name to for the entirety of this episode. I am just going to stick with what Miggy gave me before the show, the Jackal. Yeah. So I'm the Jackal.
I don't think it was the Jackal, Justin. I believe it was just
Is it just Jackal? Okay,
Yeah.
the Jackal is the Bruce Willis film. Yeah, I'm just Jackal.
Now,
I mean,
not
there are
everyone. Well, this is a very little known fact, but there is actually a Canadian version of everyone in the U.S. And not a lot of people know that. We were lucky to find Canadian Justin McElroy through a lot of extensive 23andMe kind of work to find him and stuff. It was hard.
Right. It was beautiful.
But yeah, it is great to be here with you guys. Justin, we do this now like once a year, a fun crossover episode where people get to say Canadian Justin McElroy again and again, and we get to talk about the time where someone gave you an email about a body found in a sewer and sent to you during my days as a breaking news reporter.
Right.
And now I'm the local politics reporter for CBC Vancouver. Last year, you came on one of our radio shows and talked, and so it's great to be here filling in the summertime and letting the crossover happen.
I came to the CBC in Vancouver to talk to Justin, who was at that point in
Argentina.
Yes, that is the closest we have gotten to physically, I think, so far is Vancouver and Argentina. But yeah, it's weird. Like, we were both reporters at approximately like the same time.
Yes.
Justin is still a respectable actual reporter, and I'm me. But a lot of Disney overlap too, Justin, which is just kind of a weird that's happenstance.
A lot of Disney overlap, a lot of weird humor. We look like 20% similar, according to a lot of people. And
you'd hit randomize a few times, and you get one of us. Yeah, for sure.
And so over the years, I've gotten thousands and thousands of DMs intended for you, and many of which have been around one particular themed idea, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, and we've got some of our particular energy that I'd love to expose you to, south of the border, literally, actually, in this segment that we got coming up after the break. So it's going to be really, really exciting. Justin, anything
I
else
don't
you
like
want
being the only not Justin.
Yeah, it seems like somebody brought a Travis to a Justin fight.
Guys talking your special Justin language about stuff. I feel so left. I don't understand all this stuff you guys are saying to each other. I've never gotten any emails about a dead body found in a sewer.
True.
I mean,
my turn.
You could become a Justin now, but if you look at a chart of when Justins were named, it really peaked like 35 to 40 years ago and has fallen off the cliff. So
this is like
we are
it's
the last
all
of a dying
Justins.
breed.
At our age, it is every third guy's a Justin. It's really not that.
I'm the only Travis on Earth, which is the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know how it happened. I do know how it happened. I had to kill all the other ones to gain their energy so that I could become a more powerful Travis one by one. Yes. Other than that, though.
Justin, we attract an audience that I would describe as very interested. So I was
Yes.
wondering if you could briefly describe the setting that you are in so we can answer a lot of questions all at once, or else they will be very interested in it for the entirety of the program.
They are interested. They are earnest. I learned this no more so than when I was once invited to a high school prom in Ohio by a group chat of 8 teenagers who thought they were talking to you. But that's another story.
How was the prom? Wait, how was the prom, Justin?
Yeah, I
Did you have
assume you
fun?
attended.
The thing was, it was during the pandemic and there were travel restrictions, so it would have been against provincial regulations for me to travel across the border to enjoy that lovely time. But I am right now at my workplace in the newsroom of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, the public broadcaster, sort of like PBS or NPR if it was publicly funded, in Vancouver, British Columbia. On Canada's beautiful
That's
west.
as mean as they get up there, guys. That's it. That's as mean as he's gonna get.
This is fun because that means that at any moment, like someone could rush in and suddenly we just see Justin McElroy rip off his headphones and go running. The camera gets knocked over and like there's huge Canadian news breaking.
Is there a Baltic level? Is there a level of Baltic news that has to cross? Is that to get you out of this call? Like what has to happen in the Baltics to get you out of this?
I mean, obviously we live on a subduction plate, so we talk constantly of what if a giant earthquake happens here. If the mayor of Vancouver suddenly resigns due to a scandal, I will be dropping this immediately. Otherwise,
Justin, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
A second ago, when you said obviously we live on a subduction plate, that was one of the nicest things anybody's ever said to me, because the assumption that you made of me in that moment was so meaningful to me, and I want to thank you so much for that. I mean, the idea that I would know the word just to begin with is so kind, and every other, it's just like I want to really thank you so much.
And Justin, I have a follow-up question. If there is a big earthquake and then the scandal is that the mayor caused the earthquake, would that bring you back onto the call? Like you had to hop off, but then the mayor did it. I had 2 wrongs make the right go back on.
Okay, I am so excited to talk about our special topic today. Miggy, if you wouldn't mind leading us in there. This is a really exciting project because I would say snack expertise is one of our real geniuses that we share, Justin, if I could be so bold.
I'm right here. I eat snacks. I've had snacks before.
But I could not really evaluate. I mean, we can't evaluate our own country's snacks because we don't have that insight. But this is a rare sort of exchanging of ideas. So we're going to be talking about some Canadian snacks, and Travis and I are going to sort of rate them. Sight unseen is not accurate. We will see them.
Snack
taste
unseen.
Taste
unseen.
Taste unseen. Before we get into this, I would like to ask you about something.
Yeah.
Will you speak on all dressed? Yeah. Because I believe, we brought it over once as a joke in Lay's. We brought it over once as a joke, and it was like all dressed, and everyone's like, "Well, isn't that funny?" We don't have that here. That's not a thing. We'll never do that.
Does
all
it
dressed,
imply?
and then we had to explain, it's Canadian, it's all dressed. Okay. And then chips are just showing up marked as all dress. And it's like, this is America. Like this is not a concept you've established here. So stop. What is all dress?
I don't care for the implication that it means all other chips are nude, totally nude.
Right.
That's kind of my problem.
It's not.
So first of all the times I've heard someone passionately say, "This is America," in response to seeing all dressed chips has got to be the most absurd one.
It's the only time. It's the only place where Jackal draws the line. Justin, you must understand. He's
the
cool
49th
so much.
Parallel. That's where the line is, and that's where all dress should stay.
Second of all, I don't want to do spoilers. We have like 14 Canadian snacks here that I have chosen. And I chose to do this as the ranking because, of course, one of the other things that I've gotten hundreds of DMs over the years is people saying, "I want to munch," and then sending me a photo of like Chill Blue Blast Mountain Dew Baja Edition,
You could
or
never,
spicy,
you'll never have. You couldn't
or
have in a million years.
or a spicy chili deep dish chocolate chip cake, and other just weird stuff that we don't get in Canada.
We'll
And
never,
so I
yeah,
thought,
couldn't.
what if I show things that we have in Canada all the time that you may or may not be exposed to once in a while?
Okay,
and
great.
see that now, because this is Canada, our snacks are a little bit more demure, a little bit more milder. Maybe we
Ooh.
don't shout quite as much, but I promise they are no less delicious, which of course you will not be able to judge here today.
Right. That's so important. Okay.
This has very little
The
to
futility
do
of the
with
exercise
eating.
can't be
Yeah.
overstated.
All right, so are we ready to go with the first one?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
All right, so this, you might think these look like just Canadian Cheetos. No, these are Hawkins Cheezies, only available in Canada in a small company in Manitoba, one of our central provinces. And they are harder, they are crunchier, there's a sharper cheddar taste to them. And in fact, during the original threats of tariffs, which are now in for Canada, and there became an incredible sort of buy Canadian campaign throughout this country, there became a viral video sketch by This Hour is 22 Minutes, our sort of humor show up here, where somebody smacked Cheetos out of someone's hand in the grocery store and said, "This is no time for soft cheesies." And "This is no time for soft cheesies" became a national meme for several days.
Wow.
Because that's the world we live in now. But there you go.
Have you had American Cheetos?
Yeah, they're fine. It's cheesy cotton candy, right? This has.
Oh, I see. Your
Yes.
teeth are now so used to. It's like you
Right.
were raised on a planet with higher gravity.
Yeah.
That now you've come here and you're like,
Okay.
whoa, I'm bouncing all over
This
the
is
place.
no. This is a thing. I think this would actually. I think I would love this because as I age, am just needing my snacks to be harder and harder. I am now at this
You
point
gotta
where
feel.
like the only pretzels that I can even feel anything with are Utz, and they have to be like special dark, extra mistake pretzels. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need the deep dark crunch. These cheesies look fantastic to me. Honestly, I want to say A, and I don't know if that's too bold of me, but
That's
like
starting off strong.
Yeah, I'm
looking
gonna
at
say A as well.
yeah, they look.
I
Really
love
good.
the packaging
Cheezies.
too. I like the look of a thing where either they haven't changed their packaging in like 80 years, or we just found this bag from 80 years ago. We could sell that to you. And I'm
Whimsical.
fine
I
with
love that.
Yeah, and they haven't changed in 80 years. They don't really do marketing. It's nowhere else. And so I thought, what a perfect way to start off on this.
Okay.
I love this.
Okay. All right, next up.
Ooh,
We
la
have
la.
Now, this is called a
Ooh.
beaver tail, and this is more of an Eastern Canada thing. But basically, you've got a hand-stretched dough, deep fried, shaped, they say, like a beaver's tail. I'm not quite sure about that. And then you put on whatever toppings you want. So sort of the standard one is cinnamon and sugar, but you can lard it up with whatever sort of concoctions you want to make it as chocolatey, as syrupy, as whatever the heart desires. Like I said, more of an Eastern Canada thing. But yet beloved by tons of people here, as we can see in the comments. And yeah, there's your beaver tail.
And it's deep fried, you say?
Yeah.
This
Yes.
has huge crossover potential. I'm just gonna say,
Oh, absolutely.
because this looks like wonderful fair food.
I was gonna say
that I would go nuts for.
Yeah, this reminds me of. So when I have seen something similar to this at our local fairs, they call them elephant ears.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's all oblong, right? We're all this looks really good, but I do feel like I would have needed to get to this when I was a child to really be able to like embrace it. Because now this seems like one of those where you take a bite as an adult and you're like, oh, delicious. And then you just get like a full body shiver for 30 seconds and slowly set it down.
And there seems to be nostalgia based in it too, right? Which again, in the west coast of BC, this is less of a thing. So I look at it the same way, where it's like, oh, this is good, but also a sugar explosion. And so on the fence.
It also seems to me like if I took a bite of this, it would somehow instantly be vaporized all over myself. And I don't know exactly how. And I've reached a point in my life where I'm 41 years old and people expect a little bit more decorum from me in a public place.
Sure.
I'm going to give this a B.
Okay, yeah, that Trav B is exactly what I was thinking. I would like to eat one again.
I would
buy every item on the list.
I would eat cheesies all the time. I would have a beaver tail sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's fair. Next up on the list, you will be happy, Jackal. We've got all
Ooh.
dressed, so people might be
Ooh.
looking at this without having any context and going, "What is all dressed?" And all dressed basically is everything. So it typically includes, you've got ketchup, you've got barbecue, you've got sour cream and onion, you've got salt and vinegar in there. The idea is that you've got sort of like there's a little bit of tartness to it, a little bit of sweetness, but not too much, a little bit of savoriness.
Okay.
Some
The super
people
chip.
might consider
super
it
chip.
a flavor explosion. But the reason that people like it in Canada, I can't actually say, but like it is popular enough. It hits that sweet spot of being somewhere in between salt and vinegar and barbecue is basically the best way I can put it. That seems to hit a sweet spot with lots of Canadians.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, how would you respond to the vile rumors? And I would never
Yeah.
say this, but the vile rumors that it's flavored with what they sweep up from the flavoring factory and whatever's left over, they just mix that in the chips. What would you
Good
say?
question, Travis. Thank you, Travis. Yeah, good question.
I would say I would not want to betray my fellow Canadians here with any answers, but it is not a natural flavor. I think you have to be upfront about that. That if you are expecting to taste something that you would enjoy in the natural world, that is not your all dressed experience. Also, I just have to rep the company here, Old Dutch, another beloved Canadian institution. But in terms of the flavor, I like it. If I were to rank my chips, it would be like third or fourth on there in terms of the mainstream Canadian options, including another chip that we're going to get to later. But it does have a punch to it.
Is there a sort of like all dressed like proto example against which all other all dressed chips must be judged? For me, for example, to color.
Yes.
For me, the flavor of ranch or Cool Ranch is inextricably tied to Cool Ranch Doritos, and it is it's almost like the where the vodka gimlet in this country is inextricably linked with Rose's sweet and lime juice because the cocktail and the drink are together. I feel that with Cool Ranch and Doritos. Is there an all dressed analogy? Is it these Old Dutch?
No, that I like. There is not enough of a discourse around the different types of individual chips that companies make. So you'll have people that are Miss Vicky stands, for example, or Old Dutch stands, or your basic Lay's and Doritos types. But there's not that differentiation of the types that you might see with a country of 350 million people versus a country of 40 million in terms of that deep and important discourse.
Justin, as always, I wish the show wasn't happening and I could just talk to you for 20 hours straight. I'm going to say B. This seems like a pretty solid all-dressed chip to me.
Yeah, I'm going to say that as well.
Right.
Once again, sometimes I'd like a challenging chip experience.
Right.
Like challenging chip experience.
A challenge, like, I'm not saying it tastes like Malort, but I think anybody who's like, that's my go-to chip, I eat it all the time. We get it. You enjoy the challenge.
Yeah, sometimes you want some French cinema. Sometimes you want to watch Wipeout with one eye,
There we go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would judge anyone who said this is an every time chip. But as a sometimes chip, absolutely perfectly great.
Okay. 14 snacks to go, y'all. We got to move faster than this a little bit. Justin, what's next?
Next up is the butter tart. This again is more of an Eastern Canada thing. You can see the explosion of gooey caramel-like sugar. Basically, you got a pastry shell, and then on it you've got butter, you've got syrup, you've got sugar, you've got egg. It is very sweet, obviously. And bakeries around the country will have them. And so there you go.
What is this topping here? The kind of crunchy looking top?
Yeah, it's if you bake, it's about baking it up to a point where it's like you get the caramel goo coming forward out of it, but it's not completely like baked over.
This seems like the kind of thing where if you bit into it at the wrong moment, you would get a burn that you would think about for the rest of the day on your tongue. It seems like it could be scorching hot in the middle of that if you're not ready for it.
But also, if my size guess is correct, I think I would eat a plate of these before I realized how many I'd eaten.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. You can have it in one bite if you so chose.
I would.
This looks like an A to me. I'm like dying for
S
one of these
tier.
things.
I'm saying S tier.
S.
Wow.
I see this and like you couldn't hold me back from them.
Yeah, actually, Trav, I gotta change it, man. I had a visceral reaction.
My mouth started watering.
It's an S. That's an S snack.
Wow.
Excellent job. Wow. And by the way, 0 of these so far. 0. Absolute ignorance.
Yeah, I haven't had any of them.
I feel alive. I feel
So
like
you
I
just
have more to live for.
you knew about all dressed chips, but you did not actually imbibe.
No, just the specific like that type of Old Dutch is not a chip I've
Oh, right. Fair. Okay, on to the next one. Now we're going into the chocolate bars. Most of our chocolate bars fairly similar, but this one, Coffee Crisp, very particular to Canada. So what you have is it is sort of like a vanilla wafer snack in the middle of chocolate, but what you do have in there as well is coffee flavored cream filling as part of it. So the cream doesn't like come out by itself; it more informs the taste of the wafer on top of it. But so you get a crunch from the middle of it, hence the crisp, and you get this coffee, this chocolate mocha, light on that, but still enough to flavor to it. And yeah, there's Coffee Crisp.
Okay, can I just say I don't want to I want to keep the lines of communications open, but I've eaten a Coffee Crisp and this is an S tier bar. If it was available in America, I would be buying it with the same frequency that I purchased my favorite candy bar that is widely available here, the chocolate covered Payday. So it is a fantastic bar.
That's your favorite candy bar? Chocolate covered Payday?
Yeah.
Okay.
They took one of the best candy bars, a Payday, and they were like, wait, chocolate. Shit.
The best candy bar is a Payday?
A chocolate covered Payday. Payday on itself is like in the mid-20s.
Travis, can you help me and any Canadians on this live stream off with what is a Payday and why do you have a visceral reaction?
It's a big hunk of weird peanuts stuck to like nougat or whatever.
Hey, Miggy, it's Jackal here. Miggy, it's Jackal coming in. I know you got a lot going on vis-a-vis that imagery, but if you could give us a cross-section of a Payday, I feel like it is essential. And that Justin see it. I will say also, bud, a Payday is a meal. If you can't handle that, if you can't handle it, then don't snack, baby.
I'm just saying, in a world in which Twix exists,
if you need the chocolate, then buy the chocolate,
especially peanut butter.
The best one. I'm just saying,
my
I'm a grown man.
My favorite is Heath. I like a Heath bar. I like a Heath.
Travis. I like a candy bar. I need to keep in a humidor. Okay, I want a dry aged Payday, big thick log of nougat wrapped in caramel and peanuts.
It's so much. Okay.
Outrageous. Okay. Outrageously good. S rank on the Coffee Crisp for me. Travis.
It looks
like a turd.
It doesn't. The chocolate covered one looks like a turd. This looks like a Payday.
The peanuts are on the outside.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
It's so challenging.
They're just sort of like stuck to it.
It is one of those bars also that goes back now, to contextualize. It's like one of our Depression era candies, right? Where
because it's paid, like depressing.
Right.
You would get paid and you would use your Payday to buy a Payday, and that was your lunch. So you're so excited. That's a chocolate covered Payday. It's the best candy bar widely available in America. But
I have to have Justin's solidarity, so I will endorse without further elaboration. But we got to get on to the next one.
This is the problem with the problem with two Justins.
We have another.
Yeah,
we have another chip coming up.
S is good for Coffee Crisp, and I like how much of the bar it takes up.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! I love ketchup Lays.
Okay,
I love them.
Okay.
So to have ketchup chips permeated the United States?
More in like, I would say secondary and tertiary chip companies who will often be like, and we have this one tiny bag that you can buy if you want that. But I've had this before because my wife loves ketchup. And when we went and did our first Vancouver show, we got a bag of ketchup Lays because she loves ketchup and I love them.
So for context, this is one of those things that Canadians think like we're very proud of ketchup chips for reasons. I'm not a tomato person, so I can't vouch for them in the same way. But yeah, you've got basically a ketchup flavor, but then you also have garlic, onion, and other spices in there to create, a little bit of savoriness and interesting palates there. And again, not a tomato fan, so can't speak to it any more of that. But ketchup chips, we love them. And also you will see a tiny, this was made in a Canada flag because we now put that on all of our chips because events that are happening in the world right now.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Tasteful. I would say this is like a C. I don't like them.
Incorrect. This is an I was gonna say S. I will give you A to balance.
You'll give me a B. You'll give me a B.
No, I will give you an A. Ketchup chips rule. I
Is
gave
there B and a half?
I gave you a coffee crisp at S
Okay,
tier because I've
hey,
never had it.
hey, we got to move on. Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
All
we
right.
got to move on. Hey.
Thank you.
Fine.
Moving to our French-speaking province, Quebec, we have the Joe Louis cakes. It is a snack case where you've got your it's velvet sponge, you've got your creamy filling, that is mostly firm in there as well. You've got a little bit of raspberry in some of the variants as well as the second layer there. Again, I'm not sure. This is one of those things sometimes where Canadians say we have something up here and it's basically identical to other places in the world because these sort of like chocolatey and then cream puff in the middle things are decently common. But I thought it was important to have provincial diversity here. This is very famous in Quebec, so there's your Joe Louis cake.
If you eat a Joe Louis cake, how so we have some snack cakes over here where it's like part of the appeal is the factory taste of them, like a lot of little Debbie cakes, like our Swiss cake rolls and stuff. Part of the appeal, at least for me, is that it tastes like it was made in a factory. It's like extremely uniform. Is Joe Louis that kind of energy, or is it more like the handmade sort of like the reason it's good is because it's actually good?
No, it's. I would argue that is pretty factory at this point. But I can't speak to early history of the company, and it comes from the combination of the two names of the two of the founder's son, Joseph and Louis, as to whether at one point it was more handmade. But yes, this is the sort of thing that you get a 12-pack of, and your kids nosh them down, and you don't think anything of their sugar tummy ache 2 hours later.
C.
Okay, I was gonna say C too, but I didn't want to be mean.
No, C for cake.
C. Okay.
Okay. Next one up is an interesting one that I quite enjoy. So these are called hickory sticks, and hickory sticks are essentially tiny. They are sort of chips, but what if the chip was sort of like sliced up into like tiny French fries that were like 5% the size of regular French fries, and then dust it with a smoky hickory flavor and stuffed all into a bag. So this, you can see also from its branding, it has not changed in like 30, 40 years.
I love that.
Also, you've got to love, because it's Canada, that we have the French name on the bottom as well. You see the Canadian flag as well. These can be divisive with people. But yet I love them because you can have 2 hickory sticks, you can have like 20 at one time. You can sort of choose the way that you enjoy that mouthfeel of the crunch of them. And again, like it's a specific sort of like flavor feel that's smoky that you don't necessarily get with a lot of snacks.
We have potato stick. We have like analogs to this, the form factor, at least not flavor wise, but like I've seen them referred to as like potato sticks, or someone said like picnic sticks. I'm not familiar, but similar probably idea. We have a lot of snacks that we call hot fries over here that are like this, but they're spicy. What's the flavor of these hickory sticks?
They're like it's a hickory flavor, like it's light. It's there's a little bit of smokiness to it.
Okay.
So you get a little bit of like a hint of barbecue, but only like 15-20% of it. So it's like if you want a plain chip, but you want one that's a little bit fun, a little bit crunchier, a little bit smokier, this is your go-to. Again, this is not the most popular thing in Canada, but it is part of the fabric.
I put it at a B. I'd like to eat it.
Okay.
Does that feel okay to you, Travis?
Yeah.
Right.
I was hovering on a C+.
Okay.
Yeah, bump me up.
All right, next now this is my home province of British Columbia. This is called a Nanaimo bar. Right now we're doing a search for British Columbia's best symbol here at the CBC. The Nanaimo bar made the top 16.
Can I ask you spell the first?
It sounds like you're saying NaNoWriMo, and I know that's not it. That's
and that can't be NaNoWriMo bar.
Nanaimo. So NaNaImo. It's named for a city on Vancouver Island of about 100,000 people. Now, there were a lot of different places throughout North America where this sort of, you've got a wafer where you've got sort of like a coconut crumb base, you've got custard in the middle, you've got chocolate on top. The ratio is important here. Happened all throughout North America, but it coalesced somehow where it's like Nanaimo named their version of the bars after the city. It caught on throughout all of Canada, and now it's pretty much the standard name for it around the world.
Can you tell me, Justin, the consistency of the top chocolate layer and the middle layer? Is it firm? Is it like got to stay refrigerated? What are we looking at?
So yeah, it's got, ideally you need it to be cold, because if it doesn't, then the custard starts leaking out, right? So it needs to be like cold but not chilled, because then the chocolate on top becomes too firm. But ideally you want sort of like a firmness, but like soft once you actually bite into it, and sort of like the chocolate peels away, you get into that custard, then the coconut bottom is creating some nice texture there, balancing out both in terms of mouthfeel and flavor. When it's done well, it is extremely good. The problem is,
Right. Yes.
oftentimes,
Proportion.
especially mass produced, it becomes very greasy, very
Yes.
oily. But there's a reason that people love it at their best. And you'll find it at the best in bakeries and cafes across the country, when people can do it homemade and make that balance correct.
That's what's hard. I was gonna say S tier because the picture that you've put looks amazing, and I want to eat it.
Yes.
I'm gonna look up a recipe and try to make these. It looks fantastic. But I can feel where like there's a lot of desserts over here that have a heavy cream cheese element that if you go one way or the other,
Yes.
it's like, oh, you guys using, is this a cream cheese based thing? Are you using a sort of in the cream center?
Yeah, it's more of a like, and I'm going to show my ignorance here. It's just like, it's a basic custard. There's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not as much of a tang. But I feel like this could go bad. I want to say A probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say A as well. Because
Yeah.
it feels like 90% of the time they would be very good.
But it's a concept, right? And as a concept, you have to allow for the bad ones that are. Coffee Crisp is going to be good every single time you eat it, right? You can't say that about it. And then
This is people have tried making an enamel bar like in a chocolate bar, and our best scientists are on this. They have not crunched it yet. Perhaps one day we will be able to export it. Such. I want to go quickly over the next one because the final three are very fun. We've got fuzzy peaches. So we all have sort of like our penny candy, like sugary things as a kid. Canada, we love fuzzy peaches. It's probably one of the top 5 things that you will get, and it is what it sounds like. But then you have sort of like sugar. It's a tart taste, but you also have sugar poured over it, so you've got a great sour and sweet thing going on there. And as a kid, bought them for 5 cents. I don't know what they are anymore, but we love our fuzzy peaches.
Is this one of those where there's like exactly one type of
No,
like there's one, or is there a variety?
There are a variety because it's just so darn easy to make, right?
I don't like it that it has the name fuzzy in it. There's something about being told that my candy is fuzzy that's very off-putting to me. Makes it sound like somebody dropped it on the floor and it picked up some dog hair. I'm not wild about that, but they look delicious.
The chat right now is amazing because you have 2 cultures. One of them is America, where they are talking about peach rings all of a sudden, which may be confusing for some of our other guests in the chat who are suddenly very perplexed that we don't have fuzzy peaches in America.
Yes, and peach rings, I never heard of them, and now I'm looking at them, and like those are the weird version to us. Like peach rings are too sort of chewy and rubbery. Like fuzzy peaches, you have just a much more condensed burst of that lovely taste.
Oh, fantastic! I mean, look good. This is not my favorite kind of thing. I would probably, I don't know. B is where I'm kind of landing.
Oh, see, I was gonna say S tier.
S tier, okay.
Yeah.
Really, you'd really like to eat?
So we can split it a day.
Split it a day. Split it a day.
Split it a day.
Unless, Justin, do you want to put any mustard on that? If you want to push one way or the other, I think that's very fair.
No, I think splitting the difference between the two of you is fair for this. It's subjective, and I need to be an impartial journalist on this and not put my foot on the scale in case I ever need to report on fuzzy peaches in the future. And people can't say Justin gave it S tier on the McElroy Family Clubhouse. Next up,
it's irritating, Justin, that you're funnier than me without having to yell sometimes.
Oh, shit.
That you try to not do that. Okay, now I'm excited.
Yeah, now we're in it.
Now we're in it.
So this is the great question of pop is what if you decided to take a standard carbonated bland 1990s beverage, but instead put a whole bunch of little floating edible fruit colored jelly beans in the middle of it that float and levitate looking like a lamp. It only lasted for 18 months. They shipped it across the country. It bombed terribly in the late 90s. It is the most late 90s type of drink. This is the Orbits.
Justin?
With a Z on the end.
I'm going to blow your mind. The McElroys have had Orbits and talked about it for our entire life since then.
Because our dad tracked it down.
Wow.
Our dad is a soda maniac, and that's kind of where I get it. Our dad used to drive an hour to 2 hours out of the way to buy New York seltzer, which is a type is a type of seltzer. Do you remember those, Trav, as a
Yeah,
kid?
it
Like
came in
those
little
8-ounce
glass
bottles.
and he
He
would
buy
buy
these
like boxes of, crates of them.
massive, like to import them from but this was made by Clearly Canadian, which was another one that he did that with.
Yeah.
And Orbitz was disgusting, but
It was
Dad,
terrible.
yes, terrible, absolutely. Did you try these with your human body?
Yeah, so and you mentioned Clearly Canadian. This is why the Canadian public was sort of excited about this and why it did spread. Is Clearly Canadian was a big company and they were a perfectly fine, like fizzy, sparkling type of pop where like it was a little bit more of an adult pop as a kid. Where it's like, no, it's not like over the top with its packaging and flavors. This is more demure. And then they launched Orbits, and every kid was very excited because
Right.
I mean, just screams like to the extreme. I'm a 12-year-old millennial, and this is the greatest invention ever. And then you drink it, and the taste is flat. The jellies are flat. There's a reason it only lasted 18 months.
Yeah,
So fun to look at, terrible to experience on your teeth and tongue.
I will say this: if this is not a D, I don't know why we have a D.
Oh no, okay, great. I was gonna say F, my man.
I know, but it brought us such joy.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't wanna...
D.
F feels like
memory.
a cultural failure. You know what I mean? Like it's not. They can't help it.
Yeah,
They
this
taste
is like
bad.
Crystal Pepsi in America. This is the idea of like the
Right.
biggest swing.
Yeah.
I'm also enjoying that people are talking about how I keep calling it a pop, which is the Canadian term generally for like soda or a soft drink or
Okay,
Coke.
Do you know what's funny? Pop is most common. Like, I'm an outlier where I live saying soda. I picked it up because I got made fun of on the internet so much for saying pop. But like Pops is in West Virginia, at least in Huntington, that's the most common. But
Or
I switched to
sody
soda.
pop. He will say sody pop. Give me a sody pop. No one's ever said that.
If you said soda up in Canada, some people say it, but you would come across as like someone in the 1950s in Pleasantville, right?
Really?
Yeah.
We have got poutine on the screen.
We have got poutine on the screen. You know what poutine is, everyone. It's technically like it's not a snack, but I wouldn't exactly call it a healthy meal. And I thought it would be interesting to get your guys' take on it because, of course, it is the quintessential hot mess of the Canadian food. Became famous in Quebec in the 1950s. Now is a national standard. The basic way of doing it is you've got your fries, you've got your gravy, you've got your cheese curds. I'm a big fan of bigger cheese curds, squeakier cheese curds, but there are 7,000 different variations of things that people do to replace the gravy. Sometimes with chili or other things, you put meat on top of it. You can put all sorts of toppings. Beloved by people nationwide, especially when it's 1 a.m. and they're coming out of a pub somewhere. It is poutine. It is Canadian. Is it a snack? Questionable, but it is delightful in the right context to eat.
I have had poutine at fancy restaurants. I have had poutine at a dive bar. I had poutine in the Vancouver airport at a restaurant. I've loved it every time, completely equally. I've never had a bad poutine experience. Justin, counterpoint. Jackal, counterpoint.
Ooh.
The cheese squeaks. And if the cheese squeaks, that means it's raw. That's how you can tell raw cheese. It's one of the main ways. If there's a squeak to it, you're eating raw cheese, okay? Cooked cheese is never going to squeak on you. So I got to start at F and then go up from there, okay?
Wow. Hold on,
that's
J-Man.
a joke. I'm just kidding. I feel like you have to put poutine at S because this is a legend. This is something that you've done that was really touched the globe. So important to Scott Pilgrim and so many others. I would probably lean S. Don't tell me
it is S tier, but everyone will know there's a tiny asterisk on it for Justin.
Yeah,
but it is for the Jackal.
But I'm not going to insult an entire country because I don't eat cheese properly. That's not your fault.
Fair enough. And finally, we go to the one and only Timbit. Now, Timbits are from Tim Hortons, which it used to be Canadian, now it's owned by an international conglomerate. Tim Hortons, a Canadian hockey player who started a donut chain that became nationwide. Very Canadian story. The Timbit was created in the 70s, and sort of the marketing around it was like, hey, you know that hole in the middle of the donut? What if we chopped that out and made it its own thing? That's not actually how they make it. It's not like they make a donut to like sheet and then take out the middle and a hole, but they market it that way. People enjoyed it, and people really enjoy it because of sort of the bite-sized flavor of it, the different types that you can have just in one. On the other hand, Tim Hortons as a whole, as a company, has gotten, has less of a reputation now, shall we say, than they did 10 years ago. There have been accusations of quality decline. They're maybe not as beloved as they were then, but they're certainly a Canadian staple. I'm not sure if you can say that there's an American counterpart to it, and it is the final snack of the ranking of Canadian snacks that we are doing today.
Can I just say I love the lore, because it would imply that for many, many years, maybe decades, that they would punch out the center of the donut and then just be like, garbage, and then went, wait a minute, this is also donut.
Right. I think so. I have to think about the Timbit in two different ways. One, the Timbit. So in America, when we were introduced to this idea as children, we call them donut holes. And that doesn't make sense. And it really does irritate me because it's not a hole. You can't eat a hole, obviously. That's a bad name for them.
It's like a donut fill, if anything.
Yeah. So Timbit is a much better name. So fun to say. As fun to say as it is to eat. So conceptually, Timbit's very good.
Now, and Timbit's, of course, a bit of a Tim Hortons thing.
Yeah, for sure. And now listen, though. I ate some Tim Hortons when I came up, guys. And hey, guys, I know it's recent and it probably used to, but that's not it. I'm sorry, Canada. You have a lot of good donuts. They aren't there. I'm sorry, guys. Hey,
I will also say, to balance it out, in the U.S.
Same about Dunkin'.
In the U.S., most donut chains, donut holes are shit.
Listen. Tim Hortons is not it. It's not good. I'm sorry. But the donuts at Tim Hortons do not fuck.
First of all, I appreciate that the views of American Justin McElroy are not necessarily reflective of those of the Canadian Justin McElroy or the Canadian Broadcasting
Corporation. Sure, do want to say that. So
even though, I may have hinted my thoughts on there too. I also, in the comments, people are saying that why did I just spend 3 minutes describing a donut hole? My apologies to the good people down south for not knowing that they were so popular down there and did not need me over explaining that. But yeah, you aren't wrong, Justin. You aren't wrong.
They get really interested. I tried to warn you. They get really interested in stuff.
Jackal.
Yeah.
Sarah just dropped in the chat that apparently Dave Skinner doesn't work for Krispy Kreme anymore.
No, I know this. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
sorry.
Dave Skinner was he's pursuing new opportunities. That's neither here nor there.
Okay, this is a C.
This is a C. Yeah.
C. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Sorry, guys.
It's better than Orbits.
Better than Orbits?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Better than Orbits. I feel really good about this list. Justin,
I do too.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I think you reflect that not all Canadian snacks are amazing with this list, that we love our sweetness, that Orbits at the end of the day are, even though cherished and nostalgic, hot garbage. And you put my favorite Hawkins Cheezies and my regional one that I have to stand in Nanaimo bar in the A tier. So overall, I am satisfied with where you two put this together.
Fantastic.
I really want some Cheezies now. I'm not gonna lie. I'd fucking crush some.
I really do think I'm gonna order several of these after the break, but I'm gonna need a few seconds of uninterrupted silence. Miggy, do you think you could provide me with a brief sojourn from entertainment while I can buy all these snacks?
Hello. Let's
Hi.
continue with the cultural exchange with an export from Trav Nation. A thing that I created based on my love, Justin, of 90s and 80s animal cartoons in which they were anthropomorphized to have muscles that
You
they
probably
should not have.
remember Big Bad Beaver Borgs. It's like that, but in America.
I mean, you know, we got the American channel, so we got the same amount of weirdness. So, like, I'm gonna know some of them, but I'm not gonna know all of them.
Well, in this game, I'm going to show you. Well, let's get into it. Abnimals, shirt, pants, both or neither.
Shirt, pants, both and neither. What's it gonna be? Abnimals.
Now, I'm going to show you some tastefully censored images of some Abnimals characters. The two Justins are going to guess if they are wearing shirt, pants, both, or neither. A couple house rules for the game. A vest closed counts as shirt, but a vest open, in which we could assume that if the animal had nipples, they would be visible, does not count as shirt. Pants is it clear that the bathing suit area is covered up? Right? This is okay? We're clear on this?
It's going to be interesting to see what I can say and what I can't say within the confines of a working newsroom over the next 50 minutes.
Okay, excellent.
And okay, let's show the first one here. Up first, we have Paxil. Paxil is one of the geckos, genetically engineered cave organisms that were discovered by Dr. Bolton and looked after. Paxil met the street sharks back in the second season, but isn't named until the episode Cave Sharks. He seeks the sharks' help on advice of Dr. Bolton to rid his home of the Wolverine peds.
Now, Travis, you know I'm going to have a quick clarifier here. I don't feel like I could see the pants area, so I don't know if we're going to be able to, like, how can I even...
I made sure that I would not have pulled anything in which there was ambiguity in the answer.
This man is too big for pants. I feel that they wouldn't have animated these pants on.
That's why they saved Sally Mae back. That was too big to pants. That's what they said.
Then the question is there some sort of shirt? I think at the very most it's an open vest. So I am going to say no clothes.
Okay, I would like to say shirt. I think shirt.
And a shirt from Jackal. Okay, Miggy, reveal. Pants.
Wow.
He's not,
and it's tasteful. I love the belt.
Yeah, right.
The belt is good because that is somebody who was getting dressed and just stopped. He has a belt.
The belt implies I would hate to feel exposed.
Right.
Yes.
I don't want these to fall down.
He's a man of style.
Right.
It's like he's the foreman at the construction yard and he's finished his day. And now, but he's just sort of in that mid mode where he doesn't know quite how he's going to pivot for the rest of his evening.
Right. Once he gets a belly full of turkey and potatoes, that buckle's coming undone. He's going to relax with the Miller High Life for sure.
Let's show the next one here. This is Bronk.
No, it's not.
Bronk.
Say it again.
Bronk. Like imagine Bronco, but without the O. Bronk.
Okay.
Bronk is an adventurous and sometimes reckless teenager who works as an assistant in the Sark. He turns into a human/seahorse hybrid when he uses the fish tank. He is from the Thunder Sharks, the spinoff of Thundercats.
Okay. That existed. Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So here's what I think. I am gonna on this one say that I think we have a fishtail. Okay, so I'm thinking no pants.
Yep.
And then I believe we are gonna have an open vest. So no shirt. So I'm gonna say neither. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, based on the description of the show, and sort of the fantastical things that they get around to, that would also be where I'm leaning. So I'm gonna say neither.
Okay, we got two neithers. Miggy, reveal.
Okay, yeah. What is that, Trav?
Kind of a
what have
singlet.
What have I now seen because of you?
Well, what he's wearing there is a strange kind of singlet, kind of a unitard kind of look.
That looks like he was, but it looks like he's demonstrating for people where the muscle group. He looks like Slim Goodbody. Like he's like, when you start doing the crunches, here is where you're going to feel the most impact.
There was also, I have to think, a moment when the animator was drawing this particular image where he must have thought, I've made a huge mistake with this body positioning.
Can't be right.
Everything about this is terrible. I'm going to get fired and maybe go to prison.
I think I've made a huge mistake having this on in our newsroom. I have the question.
What's wrong with Bronk?
So is this both though? Because it's neither a shirt nor a pant.
No, it covers the bathing suit area. No nipples are visible. This is both.
This is both.
I established.
Okay. You're saying, Travis, that I remember this is being aired in the CBC newsroom, so you do have to be honest. You're saying that this creature that we're looking at is wearing both shirt and pants? Is that what you're saying?
It's erotic, but not nude.
Just say your rubric has failed.
No, my rubric has not failed. It's my game. And I won't.
It could be your game with an imprecise rubric.
It's your
I
failed
won't
rubric.
let Justin coming at me left and right, telling me what to think.
Pretty united in this, Travis.
It's important to be consistent with the language.
Get Bronk out of here. Get me to the next one, Miggy. This is Brachio. Brachio's a big boy. Brachio is one of the Tyrannos. He is the archetypal thug of the group. Very little is known about him. Brachio is Bronto Thunder's evil counterpart. He is physically the strongest of the Tyrannos, but his strength alone is not enough to help him or his faction to beat the Dino Saucers.
Okay, dinosaurs don't wear clothes. That to me is just canon. Like dinosaurs existed before clothes were a thing. I cannot think. I mean,
but he flies in a spaceship, Justin. I do want to clarify, he flies in a spaceship. So going by that metric, how does that change?
And now I'm thinking about the Jim Henson show Dinosaurs, which was like sort of all in the family retreat. And of course they wore clothes. So now, but that was live action, whereas cartoon dinosaurs, I cannot think of a cartoon dinosaur that has been clothed. And for that reason, I'm going to say neither.
I'm going to say just shirt, Trav. Just shirt.
Just a shirt from Jackal. Let's reveal Miggy. Fully dressed.
Well,
once again, a tasteful
Did he say
onesie. Now, what I do love too is the wrap on the tail.
To show onesies of because.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for tuning into my particular thing. He covers his feet and a wrap around the tail, as if to say, "You don't get this for free."
The wrap around the tail is so good. There's just a little patch on the tail he'd rather you not look at.
Yeah,
there is one of the holes.
He has
in
a
there,
tattoo there that his parents don't know about the tattoo on his tail, so he keeps that covered up.
Oh, I like that. I like that head.
Is that a belt or some sort of like utility thing in lieu of pockets? Or
it looks like a seat belt.
It's his pill caddy, actually.
It's a human-sized fanny pack, but on him, it's very little.
Yeah.
He looks annoyed that human beings are so little compared to him. Okay, I got one more here.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more. This is Reptile. Reptile. Oh, God, I love this description so much. Reptile was Dr. Luther Paradigm's second attempt at creating a rival for the street sharks by using a human test subject. Mr. Cunningworth is the aged owner of the hotel and hotel manager of a rundown hotel that was accidentally demolished by the street sharks during a fight with Paradigm Seaviews. With no other relatives to live with, Mr. Cunningworth willingly allowed Dr. Paradigm to merge his genetic codes with those of a moray eel and an electric eel. As Reptile, he feeds on electricity and shoots miniature eels from his hands, which are also charged with electricity.
Tales old as time.
Yeah. You know, when you don't have any relatives, so you're like, might as well let a scientist turn me into an eel monster. When you're an old hotel owner and manager, and you think, I've got nothing left but to become an eel monster. Thanks for taking me in.
Someone said, we had two responses in chat very close to each other. One was, please God, just be pant. And then someone said, one single pant. Not enough.
Other people said, if this is another unitard, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm worried that, like, after continuing to say no clothes, this is going to be the first fully clothed guy that we've had. So I'm going to or the first fully neither one we have. So for that, I'm going to tempt fate and say, he's a hotel manager. He's a respectable guy, or has the pretense of wanting to be that. And so I'm going to say both.
I think just shirt.
Just shirt? Okay.
Just
Let's
shirt.
reveal, Miggy. Neither!
Yeah, and there we go.
He's
There it
nude,
is.
nude, totally nude. Now, if I was an aged hotel manager, and this is what Dr. Paradigm turned me into, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
A lot stronger now.
I mean,
yep.
You don't need hotel security anymore, because if I'm partying at 11:30 and they're like, "Don't make me get the manager here," I will definitely pipe down. I don't want to be on this guy's bad side.
If I'm not mistaken, that is a final score of 0-0, so I win.
Well,
congratulations!
Oh yeah, even better.
Loser.
Yay!
Hey, Justin, thank you so much for coming to our.
Don't take
show
loser
to
away.
this.
We don't need to do that.
Yeah, we don't. Thank you so much. Where can people find you on the internet if you would like them to do that? If you don't, just keep it to yourself, because they can be really interested.
No, what are you talking about? I can be found on Blue Sky, Justin McElroy, with the username as I boot it up now, just J McElroy. Instagram,
just where I like you, pal.
Yeah, Instagram, Justin D McElroy, and otherwise
Thank
you can go. I got to do the plug of you can go to cbc.ca/BC for all the news that we do about municipal politics and the best small towns and lakes and symbols of this province, and all the other weird cacophony of delightful BC minutia that I'm so grateful to get to talk about in this wonderful part of Canada.
Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Other Justin. And thank you, Travis, too.
Oh, thank you so much. I love being here. Next up, we're doing as far as live shows go, we've got a live show coming up in Atlanta. We're doing Adventure Zone versus Popeye and My Brother and Me, as well as Dragon Con. We got a bunch of other shows coming up, including Texas, Utah, and California. Go to bit.ly/McElroy Tours, and you can get all the information and ticket links there. Make sure to check out McElroy merch. That's enough. Justin has to get back to
I would like to
journalism.
request, Miggy. We need to go back down, and you can take Justin back up. We'll just split. Yeah, you can head back up. We'll head back down, and we'll see you next time.
And then next time that you're in Vancouver, I promise not to be in Buenos Aires.
Sounds good.
We'll see.
See you later, Justin. Bye. See ya. Let's go back down.
The hell.
We'll do that.